Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you on this fine Tuesday evening? Well, I hope, is it Tuesday evening?
Yes, it sure is
Tuesday evening. I hope everything with you is going great. I hope you had a wonderful day. But with no further ado, we're going to do, what is it, Below That?
Yes.
Baby Crone fell in love with the show and she has to talk about it. So go for it, Baby Crone.
Yes, so it airs on Mondays at 9 p.m. on Bravo. And so far there's 2 episodes that have came out, and the first episode was them getting settled in. Apparently they had 48 hours to get the boat clean, making sure there was all the requests that the people wanted on there, which honestly you'll hear that is a theme. Yikes. So some of the people that were on the episode or were on this show, we have Chef Sandy. Wow, this is going to be tongue twisters tonight. Chef Sandy. She's run the boat for quite a long while now. And another comer backer is Aisha. And she is really good with Sandy, like really close with Sandy, as well as they're glad to be working together again. And some of the, Ellie. She has worked with Sandy before, but this is her but not as much as Aisha. So then some of the, really pretty much everybody else on here is probably new. So we have Yvonne, who is a second chef or like a stew chef. I'm not really particularly sure what he does, but Jono, or Jono, however you pronounce his name. We're just going to call him Jay for short, or Joe. He's the real chef, and as you'll hear later on, there was some problems with them. There were some chef problems. It was just not a first good charter for this crew. And even Aisha said it herself that the crew is green. It is clear. Another person that's on here is Bree. We're going to be talking about her a bit. I think she might be a little Nepo baby, but we'll see. Because she said that she's worked on 2 boats before, but she never completed a season. So I guess she hasn't fully been on the charter and had to leave and go home early, which we'll see if that happens this time in this episode. However, Sandy has made some very clear rules that they have to respect each other. She wants the crewmates to respect each other, both spiritually, culturally, and sexually. I don't know what's been going on these boats that they had to be explicit with these rules, because the next rule was also no drinking while on the boat. Ooh, she is tightening the reins, I've heard. Because apparently they used to be able to have some form of alcohol or beverage on the ship, but now they are not. So here's the real problem that has happened in the last 2 weeks. In the last 2 episodes, which was the fact that apparently there's some way that they have to order the food and it just didn't turn out right, whoever this provisioner is. And they apparently lost their job with Chef Sandy. And that's because they have originally got their baseline, which is what I guess is supposed to be the basic that you're supposed to get. And then you order extra to accompany your guests, which they never even got that request either. And not even for the food either. So it was just terrible all around. Let's see. We have... So the customers that came onto the boat, it was mostly men that was on there. And they also, well, I'm not going to comment about their age, but they didn't have the boat for long. I think it was only on the boat for 2 days or the weekend. So I guess they just wanted to have some fun on the yacht, have some late nighters on the yacht. Because when it turned towards when it got towards the end of the night, they decided to keep partying till literally 3 o'clock in the morning. And one of the girls, whose name was Ellie, decided to take the night shift, even though Aisha, who was the head stew chef, was willing to take the night shift. Ellie said that she wanted more experience serving. However, she did not handle it pretty well, because even Sandy made it clear in the next episode that there are some things that she could have done better. like not waking the chef.
That right there, that's not fair. Because those people paid money for everything.
Yes, they did.
Now they didn't have their wine. What was it?
Their champagne.
What was the wine? What was the wine called?
Red wine.
No,
rosé.
It was rosé. They didn't. I think it's rosé. I don't remember the wine.
They definitely wanted rosé.
But they didn't have that. The shipment came in. It wasn't nobody's fault. It's just that's the way it was. And so you have that. Now they hungry. They drinking. If you're not gonna want them to drink, then they can't stay up all night drinking. So they drink. They want snacks. But the chef didn't make anything for them.
Right.
So when she went to wake him up, he didn't want to get up, and he felt offended by it. See, you're paying a lot of money for that.
Yeah, that is true.
Everything that they desired, it's on their contract.
It definitely was on the list.
So
to have midnight
I felt the way about that. Now he doesn't want to get up, so the girl had to make the food. And then they came down, the people that rented the charter came down and helped. Now come on.
Yeah, that
Sandy. No.
Yes.
And for you to say nobody should wake the chef up, I understand that. But the chef should have had stuff prepared or something. But to not take care of your guests with that kind of money, I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Poor service. That was poor service.
Yes. For the first two, it made good TV, but for the customers, it was not good for them because it was just downhill each night.
I mean, they even had to go to another yacht or ship to pay for rosé.
Yes, 4 bottles at that. That talk about embarrassing. However, and another thing is that Bree, who was in charge of doing the laundry and the being the maintenance or maid, she wasn't that good at it. She took a very long time to steam, and then some of the girls, specifically Ellie and Alicia, had to come and help her and talk to her, who they both had 2 different approaches. Ellie wanted to tell her everything she was doing wrong, just to be like, hey, just let me help you, just try not to mess it up. And then
Ellie wanted to go in there like a bulldozer and talk down to her. Where the other girl, which I like, she wanted to, like me, give her compliments, uplift her, don't beat her up. She's already feeling bad.
Yes.
That 2 different approaches.
Yeah, the customers did make a complaint that they did miss that.
They had pants missing, clothes late from the laundry. It was a mess.
It honestly was a mess.
It was good TV.
It definitely was good TV. Now, besides that was pretty much everything for the first episode, because in the second episode, they was getting ready to leave. Like I said, this first charter did not have a long stay with the boat, so therefore it was kind of just like a quick stun and go. And I could understand why Sandy would be upset, because finally, when the parishioners came through on the order, she was like, it's too late now.
That's what she said?
Yeah. She told them it was too late. They were just like, we can have it back to you by the evening. But by the evening, their customers would have been gone. Yikes.
So did she take the food?
That we're not sure. I don't think they even delivered it.
Because that's for that charter. So the next people may not want that. Right. So it was, they couldn't have lobsters, so they had to give them king crab legs. It was not nice.
No.
I would have wanted a discount. If I was a passenger and I paid, I would have wanted a discount, a big discount.
Yeah, because they sure was complaining. The customers was definitely making complaints along the way. But I understand when you're paying big bucks like that.
Right.
However, at the very end, once they had left, Sandy did some wrap up, told them good jobs here and what they could have done there. And then she finally set the ground rule. Chef will make food that's either preparable and doesn't take like long for some other people to cook, because they may not be
warm up.
Right, basically warm up and heat up. And Ellie has a problem with that, because she feels like she's underappreciated, because she was like, I had to work this long shift and I had to do all this.
Wait a minute, who is Ellie?
Ellie is the one that decided to do the night shift and wake up.
Well, she didn't have to. She wants to be big on the ship. So the girl said, look, I'm not gonna burn myself out. Here, take it.
Yeah, and she burnt herself out and complained because she's like, nobody saw the good work I did. They just want to get on me for waking up the chef.
That's your job. That's what you want to do, right? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much how she felt. So after they had cleaned up the boat, they actually got to have a night out in Athens and enjoy the Greek nightlife, I guess.
Where was I? I must was reading.
Yes.
Because I don't remember seeing none of that. Go ahead, baby. I didn't see any of it. Sorry.
Yes, and then so one thing, I mean, I understand that when you have the opposite sex working together, they're just going to naturally be drawn to each other, especially when you're young and attractive and you're just living your life. I could understand people wanting to, and you're on this boat for 6 weeks. I could understand you might want to get a little flirtatious with your co-workers and stuff like that. But, however, we do see some drama brewing because a specific girl named Gail, I think that's how you pronounce her name, or we can call her G for short. She apparently has a boyfriend, but she's not really sure how that relationship's going to work because he also works in the charter business as well. She's hoping that one day they can work on the same boat together because that's where they had originally met, but now they're not on the same boat. And now, like they say, how you get them is how you can lose them. Now she's a little bit concerned and having trust issues. She's like, I'm not sure if he's gonna, she's like, I know he can be flirty.
But isn't she being flirty?
Yes, she is.
That's why she feels that way.
Yes.
Because she doing it.
She is. Because at the very end of this episode, we see her sneaking off and texting Nathan, who was listening to the entire conversation about her talking about her long distance relationship. So that's just a way for him to wiggle his way in because he's like, I see the cracks in this relationship. And like he said, he's like, I owe loyalty to nobody. Anyway, yeah, that's cute. We'll see how Gail and Nathan's relationship blossom. Apparently at this Athens nightclub, Bree, the girl who is struggling with maintenance, who says that she did not have to do laundry growing up, and also talks about how she gets very stressed and in her head, which totally, I understand that too. But also at every stressful moment, she is crying, and I just feel for her. But really, if you can't do the job and you're going to be this stressed out, I don't think she should be the one qualified for this job. Hopefully she can get the training. Maybe some of the girls will lighten up on her, just hopefully. But Bree apparently likes Joe. I don't know much about Joe. Joe apparently works on the deck with the rest of the guys, bringing up the anchors and doing all the heavy lifting, basically. It's a little sexist, but that was really pretty much it for this episode. Well, for these last 2 episodes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I got these little glasses where they have on TV where they're adjustable, and I'm trying to adjust them. They don't work. They do not work at all. Go ahead, baby.
But yeah, Below Deck Mediterranean seems very good. You did say that, however, that usually they don't have such a green, or if you're not, because I didn't understand it until I heard it in context, basically a crew that is unexperienced on certain levels, that usually they don't. They have it like a good mixture of inexperience and experience, so that way the charter experience for the customers can go well. But I guess Bravo's doing things new and shaking it up, and it's like, let's see how it is, giving these new people a chance. Even though they had some experience, we'll see. I like the dynamics so far. Well, I can't really comment because it was just basically one charter. So we'll have to see how they do next with their next boat, and hopefully it'll be much longer rental out, so that way we could have a few episodes of them working with these customers. Okay. All right, and I guess with that being said, do you have anything else to say?
You finished?
Yes, I'm finished.
And people want to know that baby Crone talk.
I was done at 10 minutes.
Say how much you need my help. Tell them, please.
Yes, for real. Baby Crone was surprisingly able to eke out 5 more minutes. I was done at 10, okay. All right.
And that's all she has for 2 episodes.
2 episodes. I talked about episode 1 for like 10 minutes and then episode 2 for like 5 minutes.
I always get, let Baby Crone talk. Let Baby Crone read cards. Let Baby Crone, would you please address this, please? Please.
Yes.
Tell these people mind their business.
Yes, please do. As you guys see, she gets the opportunity. I was looking over at her. She'll see back at how I was looking at her like, please help. I'm like, say anything. Make some type of comment.
Get on me. Why are you helping? I know her, so I'll know when she's struggling. I don't know. She doesn't have to tell me. You don't know because you can't see it. Because you don't know her. I raised her. So this is my daughter. I know her well. So when I butt in, I either know she's going astray or she need help. And I step in and it's like, why you won't let baby go? This is why. Okay? That was very good. Very uneventful. But it was good. So
it seemed good watching it, but
it
my
was
recap.
very good. It was very good. It was very, very good. It was very intense. I much enjoyed it. But I just wanted you to do it by yourself.
Okay.
I won't do it again.
Thank you.
But I just want people to know I'm just gonna let her do what she does. But then when she asks for help, I help.
Yes.
And sometimes she doesn't have to ask because I could already tell. Mm-hmm. Like this time, I knew she was struggling a little bit, not struggling to giving her paper. See, she's reading notes.
Yes.
Me, I don't go by notes. Just tell me where we at, and I have a good recall. So I don't need notes, and I just expound on it. You okay, baby? Oh.
I think it's allergies.
Oh, that was such a cute thing.
Thank you.
Cute. Well, anyway, with that being said, see, I done eked it out to 17 minutes, all right? So with that being said, we hope you enjoyed that. But I did think it was a good episode. It was a lot going on. It was mayhem and madness. It really was. But it was very good, and we will be watching it again. And we hope that you join us and hear our commentary, and maybe you could feedback on what you think, because I think it's going to be interesting. It's kind of different because, you know, when you really look at these people, they really, like, some of them been dancers and stuff, and you kind of wonder how they get jobs like this. Mm-hmm. But you got to understand this is a TV show. So they want the best looks, they want everything. So people they have when they have very little experience. But a chef had to have experience, and the people that work in the deck. But I think the cleaning and all that, I think that they hire people that don't have experience. Or very little.
Yeah.
And that's what's making it interesting. With that being said, we hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you enjoyed Baby Crone. We will be back next week, and we will talk about it more. With that being said, sunflower.